Good morning, my dear children. This is P. Vasantakumar, social teacher from DAV High School, SDSTPS, AP Genco, Naltur. Welcome to the chapter Atmosphere, Part 1. Learning objectives of this lesson. By the end of the chapter, you will be able to Introduction of atmosphere. Describe the structure of atmosphere. In the previous chapters, we have learned about all the natural realms of the earth, that is, lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, and biosphere in brief. We all know that we breathe in oxygen and release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Plants take carbon dioxide and release oxygen. They use sunlight and water, give us delicious fruits, vegetables, etc. Plants also give us proteins, carbohydrates, sugar, fats, minerals, and other nutrients to live. Can we survive on the earth without atmosphere? Why atmosphere is called the most wonderful and awesome thing? What are the layers of atmosphere? What will happen if water vapor is not present in the air? Let us find out answers for these questions and learn more about atmosphere, its importance, features, structure, etc. Now let us start. Introduction to atmosphere. People for centuries have marveled at and wondered about the envelope of gases that surrounds our planet. Earth's atmosphere is the product of 4 billion years of evolution. The atmosphere, when scaled to the size of an apple, is not thicker than the skin on the apple. The atmosphere of Earth is a layer of gases surrounding the planet Earth that is retained by Earth's gravity. The thickness of the atmosphere is about 1000 kilometers. Earth is the only planet in the solar system with an atmosphere that can sustain life. The blanket of gases surrounding the Earth not only provide oxygen that we breathe but also protect us from the blasts of heat and radiations emitting from the sun. The following are the gases present in the Earth's atmosphere. Nitrogen 78.084%, oxygen 20.946%, argon 0.934%, carbon dioxide 0.037%. Other gases like methane, neon, helium, krypton exist in small amounts. In addition to these gases, the atmosphere also contains dust particles called particulates. Particulate matter is the sum of all solid and liquid particles like dust, pollen, soot, smoke, and liquid droplets suspended in air, many of which are hazardous. They occur due to both natural processes like natural forest fires, sandstorms, and human activities like burning forests, petroleum, industrial emissions, etc. The particulates also can cause problems by altering temperature and rainfall patterns. For example, they can make it difficult for people to breathe. They can settle on leaves and make it difficult for plants to breathe and photosynthesis. Now let us look at the structure of the atmosphere. Atmosphere consists of various layers with different compositions, just like the interior of the Earth. Temperature in the atmosphere varies depending on different layers. Scientists are finding about it through air balloons, satellites, etc. On the basis of chemical composition, the atmosphere is divided into two broad layers: homosphere, heterosphere. It consists of three layers which are characterized by uniform composition of gases like oxygen, nitrogen, argon, and carbon dioxide. It extends up to a height of 90 kilometers. The three layers are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere. The layer about 90 kilometers of the atmosphere is called heterosphere. It lies above the homosphere and is a zone of poor mixing where the average composition varies depending on the location within it. It consists of two layers: thermosphere, EXOSPHERE. Now let us learn the different layers of atmosphere in detail. Now let us learn troposphere. The lowest layer of atmosphere is troposphere. It is above the tropopause, which is the boundary between the troposphere and the stratosphere. Its average height is 13 kilometers, which extends to a height of 8 kilometers near poles and about 18 kilometers near equator. The maximum thickness of the troposphere is at the equator, as the strong convectional currents transport the heat to great heights. It contains 75% of the gases in the atmosphere. Processes like condensation, evaporation, precipitation, rainfall, cyclones, etc. occur in this layer. As we go higher, the temperature in this layer decreases. This is called normal lapse rate. This is the layer closest to Earth, where all living things are found. It is also the layer where weather occurs and jets fly. Now stratosphere. It is the second lowest layer of the Earth's atmosphere, which extends up to a height of 50 kilometers. Jet aircrafts usually fly in this layer, as it is free from clouds. Some weather balloons can reach the lower part of this layer. The ozone layer exists in stratosphere. The ozone layer protects us from harmful rays as it absorbs high energy ultraviolet light from the sun. Temperature increases with altitude because of increasing amounts of ozone. Now mesosphere. It is the third highest layer of Earth's atmosphere, which extends up to a height of 80 kilometers from the surface of the Earth. This is the coldest layer of the atmosphere, with temperature as low as minus 90 degrees Celsius. Even though the air is thin, it is quite thick to break all the meteors. Now, fourth one layer, thermosphere. The atmospheric layer located farthest from Earth's surface is the thermosphere. In thermosphere, nitrogen and oxygen absorb solar radiation, which results in temperatures that have been measured above 2000 degrees Celsius. It is the outermost layer and extends up to a height of 400 kilometers from the surface of the earth. With increase in height, temperature increases rapidly and contains electrically charged particles known as ions. With the help of these ions, radio waves transmitted from the earth are reflected back to the earth. Thus, this layer is also called ionosphere. Now we are going to learn last layer, that is exosphere, the upper layer of our atmosphere where atoms and molecules escape into space is called the exosphere. Exo means outer. The topmost layer of the atmosphere is exosphere, that is located above ionosphere and extends to above 500 km. The layer below the exosphere is thermosphere, and the boundary between the two layers is called thermopause. Satellites orbit in the exosphere. Phone calls and television pictures reach us by communication satellites in exosphere. Children, next session we will discuss explain about the pressure belts and planetary winds in detail. Describe the type of wind. Thank you, my dear children.